Hi, I'm Billy, the Whisky Exchange Ambassador, and here today to talk to you about Glenglassaugh Classic Octaves Batch 2. So this is the second batch of the classic edition of Glenglassaugh's Octaves made using an unpeated spirit. They also do a peaty version as well. So Octaves comes from the days when Glenglassaugh reopened. They closed in '86, they reopened in 2008. They gave them a really long time when they were making no whiskey. And so in order to get some whiskey out there quite quickly, they decided to use some small casks, which give a lot of impact of flavour very quickly. But also they sold a lot of these on to other people. So they sold lots of them to private individuals who could bottle their own whiskey. But the whiskies were so good, they wanted to make sure they had some themselves. So more recently, they've started releasing them under their own label. So an octave, as the name suggests, is an eighth the size of a big cask. It's an eighth of a butt, which is about 60-65 litres each. They're only little casks, they're not particularly big things. And the ratio of spirit to wood is such that you get loads of impact of flavour from the wood. These casks are made from larger casks. They start off as hogsheads normally, and the hogshead is being previously treated with sherry, in this case Amontillado, which is quite rare in whiskey, and PX, really thick, sticky sherry. So these small casks, spirit gets put into them and they mature for a bit and pull out loads of flavour from the wood and loads of that sherry cask flavour as well. However, Glenglassaugh spirit is quite fruity and it'd be a shame to lose it, and it's really good that actually they've managed to balance that. So on the nose, there's a more chocolatey sort of approach to sort of sherry, rather than that big sticky fruit side of things. It goes more for sort of chocolate and spice and that sort of thing. A little bit of fruit in there as well. You don't lose your raisins, they're in there, but on the palate, big and rich, but it still has that Glenglassaugh fruitiness in there. Glenglassaugh has this lovely fruity spirit, and while it's a little bit more subdued, it's got a really big cask in there as well. It still has some of that fruit, but then it has that chocolate, that coffee, that spice, and that rich dried fruit in there as well. It's not a massive sherry bomb, despite its colour, despite the fact it's an octave. It still has that complexity, still has some of that distillery character in there, which is what you want. You want to get that balance between the two of them. If you're somebody who's a big bourbon cask fan and wants to step up to try some really big whiskies but don't want to go for a massive sherry bomb yet, this is the perfect step up, giving you a little bit of a sort of in-between note, at the same time as still giving you a big whack of sherry cask flavour.